Hearing is about to commence. Today is a confirmation hearings of Honorable Brigadier General Retired General in Charge, Minister-Designate, Ministry of National Defense, and Honorable Major General Retired Quincy Johnson III, Director-Designate, National Security Agency. Right now, for certain time, please can we have an opening prayer? Yes, just prayer, yes. Just prayer, short prayer, please. Anybody in the house?
Well, welcome. This is the official Facebook page of Senator Ibrahim Darastilon, and this is the confirmation hearing of the Defense Minister-Designate, Sherilyn George, retired general.
The power that we are ordained of God. Verse number 2. Whosoever therefore resists the power, resists the ordinance of God, and they that resist shall receive themselves condemnation. It is time. Shall we pray in the name of Jesus? We commit our leaders into the hand and the nominees and all the others present. Father, let the process go on according to your wish. We thank you in Jesus' name.
Thank you so much. Sergeant, I'll kindly administer the oath confirmation.
I a Boniface citizen of the Republic of Liberia, do hereby swear that the testimony I'm about to give is my recollection is the truth and nothing but the truth. So help me God. Richard?
Thank you so much. At this point in time, we'll ask the Senator if they kindly introduce themselves, starting with Senator Dillon.
I'm Ibrahim Darastilon. I represent Monterado County. I'm a member of this committee.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Senator Councilor Joseph Jala, Lofa County.
Senator Lumini T.H. Batekwa, Grand Crew, member of this committee.
Senator Messenger Milton Finlay, member of this committee. Representing Grand Bassa.
Senator Rabamaba M. Fatima,
Ranking Point County, member of this committee.
My name is Jonathan Borchas Sobek, and I represent the people on River James.
Senator Tony Motokweye, I represent the people of Walcom and of the committee.
Thank you, Senators, for that introduction. My name is Momo Tani Cordesaras. I'm representative of Lofa County, and I'm the chair of National Security Defense, Intelligence and Veteran Affairs. At this point in time, I will be chairing this hearing. This hearing is a very special hearing concerning the nature of service, security, and so we'll pose questions to you on the floor. If you think it's of a national security essence and you can answer it here, okay. Yeah. If for any reason you think it's of a national security, it's classified as the security we call it, you can reserve comments and can always talk about it in the committee room. Now, the ground rules here is no cheering in the gallery, no moving in the gallery as well. We want a serious, perfect room here. At this point in time, we'll give each one of the nominees just 5 minutes to give us why you think you are competent and fit for this position being trusted by His Excellency Joseph Boakai, the Minister of National Defense.
Thank you, sir. Permitting to continue the existing protocol. My name is Geraldine George. I'm a retired Brigadier General. I served the Armed Forces of Liberia for 17 years. I hold various positions within the Armed Forces of Liberia. I started from recruit, and then I rose to the rank of a Brigadier General. I have my first degree in criminal justice from the AME University College. I later enrolled at the Webster University in the United States of America when I went to do my Command and General Staff College, where I earned a master's degree in international relations. I also attended the UN Surveillance Staff course in Sweden, and I have a certificate in public sector management from the Institute of Public Administration, University of Sierra Leone. I graduated from the College of West Africa, CWA. For my military education, I have attended one of the highest military schools, that is the United States Army Command and General Staff College. I also completed my junior staff course in Hotel Academy in Freetown. I completed my company commander course in Rwanda, Kako. I also did my military basic leadership course in Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, United States of America. I did my basic officer leadership course in Fort Benning, United States of America, and I did my OCS Officer Candidate School, my basic non-commissioned officer course BNUC, my advanced individual training AIT, and my initial entry training all in Monrovia when I got enlisted into the Armed Forces of Liberia. I have attended various seminars and training, certificate in program in defense decision making in the Institute of Security Governance in California, United States of America. I also attended the Women in Strategic Defense and Strategic Decision Making course in the United States of America. I attended the African Cooperation course, Decision Making 9 in Cairo, Egypt. I have a specialized course in Women, Peace and Security in Monrovia. I also attended the Security Cooperation Management course in the United States of America, certificate in Peace Support Operation in Liberia. I also did the Management of Security Resources in Africa and the Next Generation of African Leadership. From February 12 up to present, I have held the Ministry of National Defense with the team that is back there, and we have been working in the Ministry of National Defense to push the ministry forward and to make it one of the best among all the other ministries within the Republic of Liberia. To show you that I'm competent for the past 1 month plus, you have not heard any complaint or any mismanagement or misuse of power within the Ministry of National Defense. With these educational qualities and that I have presented, this makes me qualified for the job. And equally so that with the time that I spent within the Armed Forces of Liberia, I served as the Commanding General of the 23rd Infantry Brigade, the only woman to serve that position. I served as the Deputy Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces of Liberia, worked closely with the Ministry of National Defense for 6 years. I also served as the Provost Marshal, Company Commander for the 23rd Infantry Brigade, my military police company. I served as a legal officer for the Armed Forces of Liberia. I served as Assistant Chief of Staff for HRO Armed Forces of Liberia. I served as Chief of Operations Armed Forces of Liberia. And I also
I'm chairing this meeting, go ahead.
I also served in Mali mission as an operation officer, and I'm responsible for all logistical convoy leads from Gao to Asanko to Menica and to Niger border. I represented the country not only the Armed Forces of Liberia at Ministers' Conference. I also represent the country not only as the deputy.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, let us continue.
Now it's
while we were in session, to two of our senators arrived. Senators, can you just kind of introduce yourself? Thank you, senators, for the introduction. It's time for Major General retired Prince John III to give us why you think confident to have such a very elite experience, institution like the NSA.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. As you already mentioned my name, I want to say thank you for this opportunity, and also the co-chair and members of this committee. I also want to take this time to say a big thank you for my preferment nomination as Director of the National Security Agency by the President and Commander-in-Chief. Thank you for the opportunity to serve the Liberian people again. This is our 5th time coming to this room. Remember, all four times we were all confirmed, and now to be here nominated as the Director of National Security Agency. What is the mission of that agency? Such a dedicated agency that is responsible for collecting information, intelligence, and filtering that will protect the people of Liberia and working with other agencies. Far more important, with the experience of 18 years in the military, that suit me for such a position when it comes to the collection of intelligence from national and international sources to be able to safeguard Liberia. Based on the threat analysis that we face in our country, both national and international, I believe, if confirmed, I can assure you of my experience with working with national leaders, that is the Liberian National Police, the Immigration, the Fire Service, and all other paramilitary organizations. I'm best suited to do that. Most importantly, internationally, as we face the issue of the expansion of terrorism in our region, how well am I suited to work with international counterparts? Serving as a member of the Chief of Defense Staff of the ECOWAS Committee for more than 6 years, I believe I'm best suited when in fact I've already operated with them in gathering intelligence to secure our region. That also makes me well suited for such a position. Our focus as we take over this agency will be how can we work together with the current team that we have on ground.
If confirmed.
If confirmed. How can we work with other security agencies, as I previously mentioned? How can we work with our international counterparts as we experience or see what is happening within some of our neighboring countries and other regions, other countries in the region? Sir, I can assure you, Mr. Chair, co-chair, and members of this committee, with my 18 years of experience, what we did for the armed forces of Liberia. If you can't recall anything, but I will remind you of the just ended 2023 elections, the role for which the armed forces of Liberia played. I can assure you again, as we move on to a new portfolio, if confirmed, as the Director of the National Security Agency, we can assure you of our commitment in protecting the people of Liberia for the good of our country.
Thank you. At this time, we entertain questions from senators to the nominee, starting with 5 left. Senator, do you have any questions? Yes.
Good afternoon, nominees. Madam Minister-Designate, very impressive CV. I don't know who matched you so far. Everything you said has to do with somebody military uniform. The military. What should I confront you as minister when you be dealing with civilians and politicians, the politics, administration? What should I confront you as minister? Everything you said, very impressive. All have to do with somebody having a uniform. Question?
Sir, the Ministry of National Defense have oversight over the armed forces of Liberia. So with that being said, if you look at the roles and responsibility or the duties of the Ministry of National Defense, is that of the same role of the Ministry of the Armed Forces of Liberia. With oversight, to do oversight for the armed forces of Liberia. The role of the vision of the mission of the Ministry of National Defense is to see that the military have the needed materials, the needed equipment, the manpower to safeguard the territorial integrity of this country, both land, air, and sea.
Do you have the temperament to deal with civilians? Because in the army that discipline, yes sir, yes sir. You don't deal with both army and military and civilians. Do you have the temperament? Question.
Honestly, I'm trying. Because where I came from, when I thought he said, take this mark from here and carry it to point A, now going to tell me, say, the mark can go with this, that as a direct order. But with the staff I'm working with now, I'm trying with them. I'm not carrying the military stuff there yet.
And you are holding your temperament to maybe Minister of War.
Yes, sir.
Really? So you are holding your temperament. So let me hold it in so they can hold me there. Open myself. Any questions standing for the hammer of vote people?
No,
I'm asking because I want to put somebody who is suitable.
It's not that our holding my temperament. We all have a level of, we all have a time in our life that it's not all the time we will laugh. There are times we are serious and when we are serious, we don't see it like using military power.
And see how by the time I'm talking about vote, now you can't see us. Okay, Madam Minister, Designate, I didn't hear you say much about your vision. I just heard you say you want to make your ministry one of the best in the Republic. They have an India maybe. Do you have something scripted?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then can you submit that to the committee?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that contains your plan, your vision, and everything. Because in order for me to make you minister of that place, I want you to convince me that you have a fair appreciation of what you're taking over and what you intended to be in the interest of the men and women in the uniform and for the security of our country. Yes, do you have something written that you can submit to us?
Yes, sir. I do have.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
Are you?
Thank you so much, Senator Dillon. Now, we ask Councilor Jal to give his question. After Councilor Jal, you have Senator Imani T.H. Patiguan, then Senator Mr. Garfield, and Senator Yaya Newman.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Chair. For the Minister of Defense, mine is a congratulations in advance and to thank the President for trying to have a female balance in our leadership. Because my weakness is that I grew up in an army barracks. So usually when I see people who are for this position, I try to be as humble as possible with them. I grew up in 1st Battalion, the Catholic Barrack, and PDC, 1968 to 1974. So, I will have a question for the Director of NSA because he's changing his jacket. It's a new terrain. So I would like to have a question for you, Madam. Mr. Director, in advance, are you familiar with the Freedom of Information Act?
Yes, sir.
Are you freedom of speech tolerant?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any recent memory of a difference with the press or a press house arrested them for their own view on the army or whatever? To the best of your knowledge.
Can you repeat that question, sir?
Do you have a recent memory of having a very difference with a press house or journalist to the extent of arresting them or holding them against their will?
The AFI never arrested any press house or any journalist when I was there as in control.
Tell me more about the Freedom of Information, how do you call it, radio? Freedom Radio. Yeah, do you have any problem with the management or?
Absolutely no problem. I know what you're trying to refer to is the issue of the former deputy director of NSA.
Yes.
At the time, he was not wearing the issue of a CEO jacket FM. No. We went to a joint security meeting, sir. And in a joint security meeting that we had, first I will tell you we did not arrest him. Okay. We held him based on the joint security. And at that meeting, what was discussed cannot be disclosed because the sensitivity of it, unless the president can give a waiver on that. So we never, AFL, and as we move in again for this new portfolio, I can assure you, we will not. In my statement, like I said, what is interesting for securing the safety of the Liberian people, and with the act which we're going to use, the 1974, that was repealed by 2011, that is what going to be our yardstick as we move on to the National Security Agency.
So,
is it 1 minute, Mr. Chair? You said that our repeal in 2011?
Yes, sir. 2011.
If it were repealed, it means no more.
It was repealed, 74 repealed, and a new one was enacted in 2011.
So it was amended?
Amended 2011. Look, sir. Thank you.
So when you repeal it, doesn't mean
74. I was actually referring to 74.
Okay.
So, may I ask you whether the gentleman in question is still with the NSA and that you'll be going to?
Well, that was a political position, and based on the President Executive Order 123, asked that people in such a position should relinquish their power. As I speak to you, I spoke with the current acting of the National Security Agency, and what he briefed me is no, not yet. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so now the issue of change of environment. How are you going to get adjusted? You used to, I don't want to say you used to shoot a gun. Now you're going to be doing different things. So how are you going to adjust quickly?
Sir, I can tell you my experience and my CV before you there, which because of time, I also served as Chief of Intelligence.
Okay, you got it. That was S2, right?
J2, that was at the highest level. S2 is at down at the battalion company level.
So S2 is a production?
It's an intelligence for sub-level junior to J2.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I rest my...
Thank you so much, Councilor Dara. And just for sake of time, can we just do 2 minutes or 3 minutes each for questioning? You know, because we'll have time. So in section, we got Senator Humanity in particular.
Mr. Chairman, thank you very much. From my end, I want to congratulate the 2 nominees. As General Johnson said, it is the 5th time he's appearing before us. Of all of the first 4 times, we screened him, assessed him, investigated him, and felt that he was fit for those positions which are indeed the basis of our decision. In light of that, I want to congratulate you, General, and hold you accountable to those previous commitments you made to us. Equally so, General Geraldine George, who is also appearing here, that is now first, and she was just here recently, the same vetting that we did that qualify her for the position of deputy, for which she is now acting and subsequently being nominated. Our business of my decision to congratulate you. I want to assure you, you have my full thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Councilor. Yes, sorry. Thank you, Senator Dati. Senator.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, distinguished colleagues, let me congratulate candidates. These are not strangers to me. Therefore, Mr. Chairman, I only have one particular question for both of them. Are you prepared to defend this country with all of what we have?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman, I yield.
Thank you, Senator.
Senator Yaya Bimler.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I don't have any questions for the nominees other than comments. First to the Minister of Defense nominee. First of all, both of you, I give you my full support. The Ministry of Defense. I want to thank all of you who are trained our young men and women to defend this country. But the temperament of your army is getting a little different. The army man has been trained. Maybe the worst word is to die for this country in case we are attacked. So you recruited them and put them in a specific place, feed them, clothe them, continue to train them. But here's the problem. You put them on the camp and you forgot about them. You are not feeding them properly. You are not clothing them properly. And their attitude towards we, the citizens, is becoming very bad. And that's something you need to look into. Because when the hungry man is out there and he has not eaten, the innocent man becomes a victim. You don't have an army that you cannot close. You don't have an army that you cannot arm. Your army in all of the places where you have assigned them, there are too many in one apartment. They are not enjoying the privileges. These are people who have signed their life to you and to us, that they want to die for us as long as they are wearing that uniform. And now they are also dying for West Africa as long as they are in the uniform. But we're not paying attention to them. That is a recipe for disaster. And I would like that you will take care of that. I'm sure at some point in time you will say there is no money. But seriously, so there is no money in this whole country. So please look into that. Some of your army personnel that are in the counties, they are acting as police people, arresting people and taking money. And I won't be surprised because their salary is very low. So they have to arrest a motorbike man. They have to go into the villages and arrest people who didn't go to be able to put enough money in their pocket to feed their children. So let's look at that and make it a priority. Again, Minister nominee, you got my full support. And I said, you have not worked as NSA. What the job you did was with AFL. You are going to the new area. NSA has not been performing well in this country to some extent. They lie on their own citizens to make cases. And I'm a city example of that. NSA will lie that I'm a recruiter working on Bay, I'm training people in Rangida County, and they will come and arrest me and there are no case. NSA continues to lie. On your own citizens, the people whose taxpayers pay you and you are able to wear clothes and feed your family, that's the people you lie on. And you make enemy of your own citizens. You are supposed to be protecting us to make sure that nothing wrong, nothing bad enters this country to harm us. Yes, it is true that some of us will get up and harm this nation too. But when you are gathering that information, you gotta make sure that the information is true and nothing but the truth. Then you arrest me. So as you have been given, and you will be given the EU government support, as I said, as you will be given this position based on your experience, please go out there and tell your people. People will come and they say, oh, Burkina Faso are entering Rangida County and they want to attack Liberia. Then you find NSA crowded the whole place, London, Burkina Faso are there for different reasons. So let's work together and see how we can bring a good security to this country. The last thing I want to say is, there was a debacle between you and your former army. You need to let go. You need to look ahead of you and work for the people of Liberia. There are a lot of us here whose rights are being infringed upon, and we move on. I don't know whether you are a Muslim or a Christian or somebody who believes in witchcraft, but the point is, whatever you believe in is your higher power. Believe in your higher power and work for Liberia. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Senator.
Amen. We have to take Senator Tabal and Babla, then Senator General Samuel, Senator Johnny Play, and Senator Nathaniel F. Mange. So before these senators speak, we have some of our colleagues that just came in. Can you kindly introduce yourself so the ladies can know you?
I'm Senator Chris Johnson, co-chair.
Thank you. Welcome.
I'm Senator Tiffany Smith from the Roses, Chair Agriculture.
I'm Senator Sai Joseph, Senator Masuraya.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Babla.
Good luck.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and so much colleagues. Mine is just to congratulate the two nominees. I think they have been here just quite recently, and most of the questions that were intended to find out their suitability for the positions were already asked. It's good that they remain in the same sector. But let me say here that I'm very proud of you, Retired General George. At least in my lifetime, I want to see a defense minister that is a woman, and not only a woman placeholder, but a woman that is qualified to hold that position. Congratulations, and congratulations to you.
Thank you. Senator Samuel.
Mr. Chairman, let me say that the nominee for the Ministry of Defense is my countrywoman, because she's actually educated. And the former general here, retired general, is a very good friend of mine. But for the sake of this purpose, I must do the people's job. So, General, the last time the both of you came here, I stated emphatically that you were the best that our country had to offer. We've seen your struggles through the time you're going through the ranks and file. And so, I would like you want to thank the President for your preferment again. Madam, I think you are the first ever Defense Minister who is a female in Africa. And I stand to be corrected, but I think so. that in itself has given us another level of respectability. So we'll work with you, we'll make sure you go through and do your job diligently. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Senator Sobel. We cast Senator Johnny Pay.
Thank you, thank you. Okay, let me just speak. So, to our retired general, we want to say thank you for the level of hard work exhibited by the period of the stay at the AFL. I don't want to be rhetorical, to keep repeating questions or answers that will come back to me. I want to say thank you over the period. I know that you do your best, your very best. But there's a myth that all around the economy. I want to maybe clear some. I want you to clear some doubts. People want to ask you some questions in public about the soldier, your past area that you were. That is the AFL wives. People, there's speculation going around that you have some issues there. You do due diligence. Order?
Yeah.
Okay.
I bring my honorable colleague to order. The issue the honorable director is discussing is about the NSA issues relating to AFL women.
Order sustained. Order sustained.
Okay, the issue I'm bringing is not so much about bringing it to public.
Sustain, just move on.
No problem. I rest my case, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so we got Senator Nathaniel again.
Thank you.
A few minutes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Let me use this opportunity to congratulate.
The chairman said you are distributing water.
The new PD, their respective nominations, the new portfolio. I had an opportunity to work with these nominees for the last 5 years. I know an issue. One of them, I know him for a very long time. It was not being retired General Spring Johnson. It was not designated to serve on the your qualification before you're lying down, you guys are very qualified. I want to ask you, the minister, that the story of AFL not a new story. Is that people can learn from the lesson. You know the problem of the AFL. Ranging from the former minister, General Samukai, to present, you know the story. So your responsibility to go and make it right. So you guys do everything. We're praising you, you're the first minister, the first female to be minister of defense trade. But what will you do as minister of defense the day after you all make your name? It's not a deal you're making today about being the first. What you would do. So I want to encourage you not to make the same mistakes. General Johnson retired. You are very overall with the situation in the West, in your region. So when it comes to national intelligence, I have no doubt because you have all the information. But the concern I have, it's not a question, but a concern that you as Director-Designate, how we acquire our local intelligence. How we acquire our local intelligence. You and I are the privilege to serve National Security Council. And that's what we have to be careful with. People who come in with information. So if you're not careful, you go after people that you don't have to go after necessarily. Because people lie or lie. And so I just want to encourage you to make sure you set a standard. The guy are looking up to you. You set a standard. Because people in this country have a tendency of bringing in so many intelligence to people. They say, oh, they meant doing that. So many boys, you know the story, you know what people do. So you learn on this training. So I just want to encourage you, because this job you guys are going to hold, it has a lot to depend on this democracy that we cherish today. The way of managing it, country will move in the best direction. If you manage it properly, people will say yes. If you manage it wrongly, it will cause tension in the country. So you want to encourage you. Your qualification, there's no issue. We're just giving you a word of encouragement and concern that people will have journalists. So I wish you the best. Because I can't say you're not qualified because somebody think that our country didn't know you were there, you were in the middle of it. So you qualified to be a national security director. But I'm just concerned that the way we acquire our intelligence, especially local intelligence in this country, we gotta be careful. And therefore you have to play a major role. So Jordan, I wish you the best. You are making history today, but the main history you make is to make the family, when you say you want to be one of the best. There will always be problems, but deal with the issue. You already know all the issues. So, all the best, and congratulations to both of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Magay, for those words of encouragement to our nominees. At this point in time, Senator Amara Cornen, Senator Sir Joseph, and our doyen, Senator Prince Johnson in the order.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, for giving me the microphone. And I would like to welcome the nominees, my friends, and also the Minister-Designate, Geraldine, and to congratulate you on your nomination. I have questions. I have some serious questions. To you, Mr. Director nominee for NSA. What do you see as the biggest threat to Liberia's national security?
I mean, like I said, I know you just came in, but locally, nationally, I will tell you what we need to focus on is the issue of one, especially these political parties' militarization of young people. Though it's seasonal when it comes to election, that's a open thing. The issue of fake news, on especially because looking at Liberia, where most time these fake news go over Liberian focus, like it's the Facebook, social media, and I hope we'll be able, especially with other things, but a lot of things associated with those things, which you also aware, and nationally that we need to focus the issue of drug abuse, which the DEA is trying to end up. Like I listened to him, to the director yesterday, saying we got like 1.2 hours shot. And he said in the next 12 months, there'll be another 200,000 that will be added to it. Looking at our population of 5 million, and a youthful population, according to the latest report, of 52% young people. So looking at that 52% of 5 million, which is like about 3 million, and you having 1%, so it's about 33% of 100%, according to what the DA was, that's already affected. If we don't focus and put a program together, especially areas that you don't have national security persons, paramilitary, you may likely have the young people taking over those communities before the police can respond. And that is on your plate, especially as we sit in this house. And today you're about to concur with the issue of the budget. To look in that direction. If not, these unemployed young people we have that is already abused with drugs, illegal drugs, all of us are going to be a victim. If we don't look at it nationally, and it's going to be a big, big issue on that. So nationally, as you asked, I just mentioned 3, but there's a lot. We can look at nationally, the issue of militarization of young people, the issue of...
Okay, both sides, both sides.
Chairman, do I still have the mic?
Yeah.
Okay. My second question is Director Nominee. The budget is before us, like you said. Today we are voting on the budget. It's going to be a better budget than what the President sent to us. Have you seen your budget? Were you consulted on it?
Unfortunately, it's a good question. I was just nominated, and I spoke with the director. We have already started discussing what is there. Based on what you're going to pass, I know we are going to work with that, but I can assure you, I know there's always room. Being with my experience working with this room, what you call operational budget and stuff, how to revisit and stuff, if there's a need to come back and see whether you could add to my plate. But I will tell you, I've been discussing with what the acting director presented, and I'm looking forward that if there's a need to come back to you to look into it, even if you pass it today, we'll be able to come back and talk to you on that subject.
I got one last question for you. General, the President commissioned an audit of the agency you are about to inherit, but later recalled that audit. The perception out there that decision put out there was that the agency you're about to take over is very corrupt, because the Ministry of Finance, Accounting General's own report, what you call fiscal outturn, showed that the NSA spent 3 times what was accrued by this legislature. So perception is not. No, I'm coming. This is a report. It's not perception. It's a report. It's a fact out there. It was based on that the president moved in, but then the whole issue of intelligence, etc., risking your informant and your intelligence community made him to withdraw. My question is, how are you going to make sure that the NSA can restore its image of fiscal probity and prevent it from becoming a place where presidents can pass money for things that we don't know?
So we'll take on this position, we'll look into that and see how we can work that. The agency will read in, as you said, like, you know, it is perceived. And like you said, the auditor report about the agency, we'll look at that, but I can show you where we came from. It is a vindication today for the Commander-in-Chief and the President of Liberia to trust their ability to re-nominate me to go back or to come back to serve our people. And I can assure you, with that record in which you know, my record, we'll do our best working with the team.
Will you recommend to the President to appoint an Inspector General equivalent to the auditor of the NSA to be to work with you?
You know, like I read this act, and I think that's the area people are missing. In this act, the National Security Agency has an Inspector General. I did not have time to talk with the current or the acting director, PSA, on who is currently the Inspector General. But I can assure you, I'm from the military. One of the things I'm going to take, I can tell you I'm going to recommend to the team that will meet there, is there a legal team here? Because actually I'm not illegal. Although everything is covert, but there's a constitution, there's a document, legal document, how the NSA operates. And I can assure you, I was successful in the AFF because I had a legal team that advised me. And the system. Can we take the decision? What's the risks associated with it? So I can assure you with the team that is currently there, I'm going to tap even the current director with 37 years of experience. I can assure you he will stay by my side in working to see how we can make the agency what it should be.
Thank you. Madam Minister-Designate, my second time seeing you. Have you read the report, the Senate report on the EFL, the stress we had the last time? Have you read it?
Yes, sir.
Good. What are your plans for implementing the recommendations in there? And do you think that the budget the Commander-in-Chief sent here is adequate to help you to implement it?
Sir, resources will always be limited. We met with the budget committee, we told them what we want, and we're hoping that the same cost will give us. But we cannot do all in 1 year. We have 6 years. We hope that every budget year that something will be added additional for housing, for uniform, for recruitment, for arm and ammunition, and a whole lot of things. So we are depending on this in order for the armed forces or the Ministry of National Defense to be successful. They have to come from this hut when we pass your budget. They like a budget of $5 and we have $15 worth to do. That will not be your help to us.
Well, I had the opportunity to work with the Ways and Means Committee. They give you additional money, so I think that's going to help you. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Congratulations.
Thank you so much for the comment. Sir Joseph from Mossorado County.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and members of the committee. First of all, congratulations to you people. I'm happy that both of you sitting together for confirmation hearing. You both have worked together in the past. I know you're sharing notes and answering the question. That's good. But Jordan, my minister, when last you visited Kamtuli?
The last time I visited Kamtuli was somehow last year during the last recruitment process.
Okay. I'm always there. You have good commanders there. You have, the land space is very big. A lot of apartment buildings are there. If you can renovate that building or those buildings, you will not have complaint. And let me say thank you, Honorable Director, honor your leadership. The local leadership in Tori have never complained about the military. They have always been helpful in Tori for everything. They have been involved into community services. They have been helping the villagers. They are well protected. Thank you for that. I'm speaking because I represent Mossorado, and Kamtuli is in Mossorado County. I always visit there. We are two are winning.
Why you cover yourself?
Two are all winning Kamtuli.
So just face that road. That will help that place.
Yeah, I faced the road already.
Many quotas.
You NSA director, face your own road. But again, I want to say congratulations. I mean, both of you. Honorable Director, your normal smiles, when you are happy, I'm not seeing those smiles. Yeah, but the name I can't tell, I know where the men live. But again, I want to say thank you for your services and thanks for the community that you live in. People do testify of your presence there. This is why we want government officials. This is how we want them to live. When you live in a community, the community people should be a living testimony to your work and what have you. So I want to say thank you and congratulations. You guys get my vote.
Thank you, Sir Joseph. Sir Joseph.
I was doing it. Senator Prince White Johnson.
Mr. Chairman, distinguished colleagues.
Stand up and use the microphone.
What is it? Now it's on?
Yep.
It's on now?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, distinguished colleagues, distinguished nominees, I am Senator Prince Johnson. I'm the oldest senator in this hall, in this chamber. Therefore, I'm the doyen of the Liberian Senate. You're not stranger to me. I was here when you first came, when you were brought in to the army, and when you were promoted to different ranks. I was here, we confirmed you. So there's no doubt in my mind as to your qualifications. Mr. Director, when you were in charge of the army, You serve very well, all of you. The manner in which you were removed or retired was not satisfactory to many of us in the chamber. So we've been praying for you, we've been talking to the government, and what we see right now is the answer to our prayers for the President Commander-in-Chief to locally bring you back as the Director of the National Security Agency. So I can only say bravo to you, thanks to the President, and you got my support. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Doyen. Like you said, he's the one here, he's our Doyen, he's our advisor. So thank you, Mr. Doyen, Honorable Prince Johnson. At this time, can we have Honorable Detroit from Riverside to ask questions if he has one.
Good morning, nominees. First of all, I want to say congratulations for your preferment. And I don't doubt your ability to serve the Liberian people, because I have diligently followed your workings in your various positions. So all I can tell you, congratulations. You have my full support. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Claude from Riverside. Now we come to the sixth item on this agenda, which is a closing remark in the video. Okay.
I have one question.
No
If they
problem.
have been addressing my absence, yes, we got it. Madam Minister, Designate, you were in the army, part of the defense ministry, and there was a pot boiling on you.
The question has been asked.
That question has been asked?
Yes.
Huh?
Yeah.
Adequately. Adequately?
Yes.
Okay. Now already.
Thank you. So, like I said, we proceed to the sixth item on this confirmation hearing procedure. And as a closing remark, and that will be done by me as chairperson of this committee. Thanks to all of the senators who posed questions. And those questions were very much placed. The two nominees, Minister of National Defense and the Director of the National Security Agency. Very key positions in the governance process of our country. I want you, if you are confirmed, to work for the people of Liberia. Interestingly, these positions are non-political positions. So I'm convinced that you will work with competent people, not on party line. I'm convinced that with the experiences people have had in Liberia, you see a good defense ministry on General George. And we see a very good NSA operations on retired Prince C. Joseph III. This committee, National Security Committee in this House, will do everything possible in our power to support you to succeed. Don't hesitate to call us when the need arises. When you succeed in this House, this Senate, we do everything possible for you to succeed. As you go to take your seat and you get confirmed by this Senate, I wish you well. God bless you all. Thank you. Can you kindly discharge the nominee? Discharge the nominee kindly.
The next section is Soloway section. Soloway have a hearing. For we nominate 404.